It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we'll see Jameis Winston as he's moved past 3,000 yards passing for the year and looking for more. It's the Saints and the Eagles, and it's coming up next on EA Sports.
Just north of the Delaware Expressway and east of Broad Street, we find ourselves at Lincoln Financial Field in South Philly. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles. Alongside my good friend Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Glad to be enjoying another week of football. And Charles, this is a contest that should make a former defender like yourself very happy, that's for sure, because we got a pair of top 5 defenses in the NFL squaring off, and opportunities to score, well, they figure to be extremely limited.
And partner, you know, my smile is wide because this is a lot of fun for a guy like me to watch, as you noted. And if there's something else that we both know that these teams take pride in, it's how well their defense have done at controlling games and putting them in a position to win. Something else they're proud of, though, how high they rank in the league. And they're trying to use this game to move up in those rankings and become the top defense in the league.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And bringing them out in his 8th year out of Florida State, the former Heisman Trophy winner, Jameis Winston.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. The numbers there for Kamara from a week ago. 13 carries, 125 yards, and a touchdown.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync. And that bodes well this late in the season.
Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Whistle foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So roughing the passer call is accepted, and this officiating crew not making very many friends here with this crowd.
Yeah, we all know that everyone accuses the officials of kind of playing to the home team. But not in this case. They just tried to administer the game the way it's supposed to be. That drew the flag.
9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
And Brandon, you know that expression, he just does what he does? It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the incomplete pass there, but the roughing the passer call bails them out.
Which means you have to stay on the field on defense longer because you've given the offense free snaps, not to mention the free yardage after that mistake.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. A sack by Brandon Graham. He's been doing that since he entered the league in 2010. Throwing on 2nd and long. Winston dancing to his left. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. pictured that opening drive unfolding?
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Philly's offense getting ready, and Jalen Hurts ready to lead them. The second-round pick who started his career at Alabama, then finished with an electric senior season at Oklahoma.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. 3rd and long for Winston. Throw left side complete to Troutman. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Oh, there's going to be a little bit of regret there because they certainly had the chance to get off the field here, just giving up a field goal attempt. But they couldn't get that stop on 3rd down. Now they have to hunker down because guess what? That drive continues.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Again, it's Winston. And he'll just get rid of it. But Charles, as we've covered, they've already clinched their spot in the postseason, so now they just want to avoid adding any additional names to this list before the postseason begins.
Terrific observation because trying to move up a spot.
And he's going to be dropped. Back at the 15-yard line. Brandon Graham able to record his 5th sack of the season. The kick by Lutz is good, and the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. Well, given where they started that opening drive, CD, I think to get 3 out of it, probably a pretty good start that they'll take.
I think you're exactly right about that because they just shook off the effects of the kickoff in field position and took the ball, moved it downfield. Didn't pay off with a touchdown, but that drive, that was really nice for them, and they did come away with 3 points.
This will be fielded inside the 5. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. The Eagles at 14-1 now on the year. And they coming on a pretty good roll here. Winners of 3 straight.
And I thought they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Hurts. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed.
And it's a fake. He's going to throw it, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Saints will have the football back. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Jameis to throw it. And not much happening there. He's taken down, but a late penalty flag in the backfield. This looks like a roughing call. Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. From the 38, Winston. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And he is going to lose yardage here. Brandon Graham, great pursuit there, getting the tackle for loss. On 2nd and 12, Winston. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert. And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where's he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
The kick by Lutz is good, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0.
So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goals probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Well, we're probably not the first, but all of us at EA Sports certainly want to wish you and yours a happy and prosperous new year. And as a celebration.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
A.J. Brown,
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Eagles strike quickly here to tie up the ball game.
Elliott good on the extra point, and they take the lead here at 7-6. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown.
From the 10. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. Set to take over once again. Out comes the Saints offense.
There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete. They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Working out of the gun, Winston. Getting this out to the flat, Mostert. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. To the air again with Winston. He rifles one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Partner, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Throwing is Hurts. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 12-yard line. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Second down, back to Sanders.
And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
And this is caught in the end zone by Jalen Reagor. Touchdown, Eagles.
A great effort there as the first half is winding down.
And the Eagles will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead is up to 8.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this.
A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets him up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome into our EA Sports Halftime Report. It's a busy Week 17 of the regular season, so let's get right to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey, and it's the Colts who have the lead in the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for the former MVP, Matt Ryan. From there, we head down south to Atlanta. Check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they've got the lead over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Desmond Ridder, 2 touchdown passes thus far. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting Cleveland Browns. A touchdown run there for Antonio Gibson. On now to a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Saints. And they did not do much at all in terms of throwing the football in those first 2 quarters. That's going to need to improve if they want to erase this deficit. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, we check out their numbers on the ground as they'll try to keep the momentum going into the second half. Both these teams making their final halftime adjustments. We're just about ready to get back to football. So for the call of the second half, we get back up to Philadelphia and Brandon Gott.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And the Eagles ready to go on offense to begin this third quarter. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the first half, they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going. and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Right back to Sanders on first down. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Here's Hurts to throw.
Man open left side is Brown. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's a first down, his 4th catch of the game after having 3 in the first half.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal.
Sanders going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far, they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on set. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders with his 14th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Eagles take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 15 now. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Winston and the Saints now with a 1st and 10
at their own 26. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. To throw again on 2nd down. Winston.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Anthony Harris.
And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
That incompletion certainly slows things down a little bit and brings up a very important call for 2nd and long. What do? Run and try and get some yardage and make it 3rd manageable? Or challenge the coverage again, hoping for a bigger gain?
And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the 1st.
And he'll find Washington. That's complete. Touchdown! James Washington, 40 yards.
And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead.
Elliott on for the extra point. He's got it, and the lead swells. It's 28-6. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it's James Washington who finishes things with a touchdown reception.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
This one fielded at the 5.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
That pass complete to Deontay Hardy.
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run here with Mostert.
And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
first down, they go with Mostert again.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. 3 quarters have come and gone. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Winston's throw caught by his receiver, Hill.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. First down, Winston.
And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
Coming up on 2nd and 7.
Here's Winston. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hardy.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll throw again. Winston. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston to the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. On 1st and 10, Winston.
He'll hit Mostert again here. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go with Mostert.
And here he'll get it down to the 7.
From the 7, it's 2nd and 5.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Tony Jones
taking it in from 7 yards away.
And the Saints are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter.
And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down, so we'll have to see what that's about.
Well, certainly those are the types of mistakes they're trying to avoid as they attempt to protect this lead late in the game.
And let's face it, they're hoping that this one doesn't cost them in a significant way. Yeah, one guy committed a penalty, but now the entire defense has to pay the price and try and rise up and overcome it.
4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score...
Now we're going to get another look at this one. Dennis Allen not happy, so he has thrown the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass.
The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So after 4 touchdowns in the game for this offense, this time they're forced into taking the 3.
But you did mention 4 touchdowns, right? So 4 out of 5, not too bad. I think that's a pretty good record for them.
And they've got it. They recovered it. But hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down.
Yeah, we saw that one up here, CD. Offensive team, they touched that before it went 10 yards.
Obviously such a fine line, letting it go the required 10 yards, but also getting to it before the hands team can. just didn't time it out right, and that results in a flag.
Winston looking for Alvin Kamara on the slant. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
So it's Saints football as we get you reset from the 32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Now Winston.
On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Here's Winston. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Personal foul, roughing the tackle, defense.
So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is trimmed down to 10. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, the Saints recovered it. New Orleans football. The Saints say they have it, and they do. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They're in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. Here's Winston. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Darius Slay with a pick, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
And they take a knee. Now the Saints will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they'll indeed take a knee. Now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Come on. Tempo.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Lutz with the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So there is still time, a little over 50 seconds to go, but this becomes a critical onside kick. And the Eagles are going to recover. And that might be enough to put a bow on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And that will wind up just short. He had it online. It ran out of gas at the end, and that will keep this a 3-point game.
Well, he gets everything he could into this one. The trajectory's good. It's definitely online. They just need a little more oomph behind it. And it'll wind up falling just shy of the crossbar.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, if I wasn't a quarterback, the number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
Winston, it's complete. Kamara,
and he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Winston to throw. Forced out to his left, and he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. One last shot now for Winston. Eluding the pressure right. And that's caught inside the 35.
and he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
And Charles, in this one, the 4th quarter became a lot more interesting, I know, than I anticipated. Probably you anticipated. A comeback bid falling just a little bit short.
You're never supposed to count a team out, and I know we did not err, but mentally, I just didn't see this type of a comeback, especially one that put them in a position to put the real pressure on them down the stretch.
So for Philadelphia,
they move to a sparkling 15-1 with 1 game still to go in the regular season.